So today I wanted to do a review on the first Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them film. I had several people who watch my channel want me to do a review on the new film, but I hadn't seen the other two yet. So I figured I'd get around to finally watching them. I've had lots of my friends tell me I should watch these movies, and I figured now was a good time to do it. Now I'm going to be very honest and upfront and let you know that I am what you would call a moderate Harry Potter fan. I have seen all the movies. I own them all on Blu-ray, but I don't love the series, and I did read after the first two books, I did read the rest of them, but I'm not like married to this franchise. I don't get excited about it, but they are good films, and I just put off watching these films. I thought it was going to be just a way for the studio to cash in on the franchise, but I was pleasantly surprised by this first film. And this film stars Eddie Redmayne. Eddie Redmayne, I don't know what else he's been from. I know I've seen him before, but this is definitely where he is getting his starring, chance to star in these films and really get his name out there. And this did put him on the map. You also have Catherine Waterston. I know her from the last Alien film, and you've got Dan Fogler and also Alison Sudol. And these were the main characters. And I will tell you, out of all of these characters, I really did like Alison Sudol and Dan Fogler's character. I thought they did a fantastic job, especially Alison's character. She played Queenie in the film, which was a very interesting, innocent, fun character in the film. She really stood out amongst all the characters. And so did Dan Fogler. He played Jacob Kowalski, who kind of gets wrapped into this wizarding world. And the movie starts out with Eddie's character coming to America, and you find out that, wizarding isn't just in Europe at Hogwarts, that they do have many different places where this goes on around the world. And he decides to come to New York, and it is 1926. At the same time, you have this character in this universe who is just, causing havoc everywhere. And he's actually played by Colin Farrell. And Colin Farrell plays Graves in the film. And he actually ends up being the big bad guy. We don't have Voldemort in this film. We have Grindelwald. And Grindelwald is like kind of I don't know what you call it, a political leader trying to separate the magic world and the real world. And he's doing this through nefarious ways. And he just doesn't believe in what the wizarding world is doing. And so he decides to create havoc. Now, you don't know that Graves is the bad guy till probably halfway through the film. But I kind of figured it out when he sends Catherine Waterston's character, Tina, and Eddie Redmayne's character, Newt, to be killed. And that scene in the film was where I realized something very interesting. This series is going to depend upon the kids who watched Harry Potter and grew up and are now adults. And they can't just rehash the Harry Potter series again. And so they're expanding upon it. And I don't really think this is just a money grab. I really think they're trying to add something meaningful to this. And you have their characters being sent to death, and they go into this very eerie room. And Catherine's character, Tina, has some memories pulled from her as they try to lure her into this water that is going to have her put to death. And it was a very creepy scene. You get this really creepy feeling. It's just not natural. And a lot of it had to do with her acting. She seemed very genuine and really played someone in distress quite well, which made you feel for her character because she had done nothing wrong in this film at all, and she was still being sentenced to death. And it was very fascinating. But in the end, you have this wild adventure that happens between Newt, Tina, Queenie, and Jacob Kowalski. And Kowalski gets roped into this universe and ends up having to have his mind wiped at the end of the film. But Queenie does end up going to see him at the end in a very touching scene at the very end of the film. And this has to do with Graves trying to hide who he is, but in the end they find out who he is, as there's a whole nother major character in this film I haven't even mentioned yet, which is played by Ezra Miller, which he played Credence Barebone. A very interesting character in the film who had been very much abused by his supposed mom in the film. And he ends up being the real villain of the movie. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to give too much more away than that. But I know he's in the other films in the series. I'm going to see how that's going to play out because he appears to have been killed at the end of the film. So I will be off to finish the second film as well. I'll get that review up, and if the movie is still out by the time I get done, I will go see the new one and get a review up on that one as well. But at the end of the day, I give this film 4 out of 5 stars. It was very entertaining. I thought it started out pretty slow, and it seemed like a cash grab until you get halfway through the film, and they do start bringing in some more adult themes and some interesting concepts. I'm eager to see where this is going to lead in the next 2 films. All right, I do appreciate it. If you guys like the review, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will be notified as I have new reviews go up. We'll see you guys on the next video.